All right, welcome to Matthew Freeman's classes. I'm Matthew Freeman. We're going to finish up the last bit of this section that we started. This is part two of the credit application documents. And so we're going to finish up this part of the section real quick. It's very short. We ended right here talking about some of the personal information that's needed. And these are all the key things that you need to know that when you're filling the application that they're going to want to know. This is information they need so they can determine what type of interest that they're going to give you. Okay. Credit documents. Remember we said that you need to maintain them and keep them. Keep track so you can go back and check what you signed and what you bought and you understand what's going on. The most important thing that you got to understand about credit contracts is know what you're signing right there. Most important thing. Why? Because you want to know what financial charges you're getting. Are they clearly shown in the contract? You want to make sure that you're not getting charged the interest rate that you should be getting, but you get charged the correct amount. Because you are borrowing money, you got to pay interest, and that interest rate is going to determine how much money you have to pay back that credit lender and how much less money you're going to have in the future. Because remember, credit reduces the amount of future money that you have until you pay that off. Okay. And these are some of the other concerns that you use right here you want to read through. Make sure that you're given a copy of the contract that you have signed. Make sure you know that you're able to have a copy of that so you can go back and check to make sure that anything that you have questions over, that you're able to dispute them. That's a key thing. That's a key one you want to hit. All these are all 7 great topics of want to know when you sign a contract, what to look over before you sign it. Right here, another key one that caught real the full ending date. Know when it starts, when it ends. Okay. Right here, look at statement of accounts. What's on statement of accounts? There's a lot of information. Key thing you know, it talks about what your new balance is. Talks about what your middle payment amount is, and when your due date. Okay, it should on here give you, if you pay the minimum balance, all this information right here. Okay, if you make this minimum payment, you'll be paying. It'll take you 10 years, and you'll be paying this amount. If you pay this amount here, they'll take you this long paid off, and you'll pay this. Okay, and that's if you don't add any additional charges, just the amount that's shown up there. Okay, and this is going to show you basically all the different transaction events kind of that happen, previous balance payments, other credits, purchases, adding on to add up with the total amount that you're getting charged, the total amount that should be on there with all the extra fees and whatnot. So, okay, this right here tells you what your credit limit is. This tells you how much credit you've used, and this tells you how much you have available. That is the remaining amount of balance, remaining amount left right there. Okay, that 215. All right. Here they show your payments and credits on the top line, and here's going to show you all the payments. So you can go through. Make sure you want to verify that your payments have been recorded correctly, and this is going to tell you what charges you made. You want to make sure that you have all the correct charges, that you haven't been charged accidentally, incorrectly for the wrong ones, because it does happen. You want to make sure you can get that fixed. Okay. That's why it's very important accuracy of records. You want to make sure that you check your records, make sure everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be. Many errors happen. Most of them are honest, but honest mistakes, especially if you don't catch it. Sometimes you might not even notice them, but you want to make sure that the system hasn't charged you incorrectly. I've been hit several times for a double charge. Call the bank up. They call the person. They said, no, that's supposed to be a single. And then when they file it, they go, no. Bank calls me back. It tells me in about 3 days. It stinks is you're short that whatever $50 for those 3 days, but within 3 days it should solely cancel out. If not, the bank puts a note in stating that you're getting charged that percentage, that $50, and that they'll go back and force a credit and add that credit to it, and they'll file a claim against the company that has charged the additional amount of money. Okay, so key thing is accuracy. Mistakes do happen most of the time. These with the computers mistakes that we have now, they get corrected pretty quickly. Other key things you want to make sure it's accurate to make sure you reduce the amount of bad publicity. More bad publicity you have on your credit record, the more it hurts you in the long run, which means that you're just paying more interest and reducing your opportunities and making the purchases that you need. So key thing, reduce. Okay, avoid fraud. All right. You should check your credit card statements, not just your credit card statements, check your bank account statements. Nowadays, we have everything on apps. You can go on, I'll load up your app and look and see what it says. You can see the statements, the charges, and everything that's happening. Make sure you understand what's going on, because there is identity fraud, there's events that do happen, and people are trying to take your money and then make you pay for it. All right. Keep your receipts. Very important. You want to keep track of receipts when you made the purchases. Make sure that these dates have not been changed and the same amounts were done. So then you can also reduce the chance of fraud. Very common. I've had it happen several times especially I even have had it when I've done the purchase of when I've done a suspicious transaction, and because I'm out in the middle of some other state and I swipe my card, and the bank calls me and says, "Have you made sure?" Yes, and because why? I'm over in Florida on a vacation, putting gas in my car doesn't make sense. Now, granted, because they'll call me and they say, "Okay, you're over in Orlando putting gas in your car, so we're going to see some transactions most likely from Orlando being used." And so, as long as it's nothing too suspicious, as that's going to bring a lot of concern, they'll call. I remember one time I was purchasing at Walmart, and I was purchasing some goods, and it was several $100s. What does it do? They're like, card declined. As soon as they decline it, I get a phone call. "Did you, Mr. Freeman, make this charge?" "Yes." "Okay, well, tell them you can swipe your card again. We'll authorize it." So as I swiped it, they said, "Give us about 30 seconds." And they said, "Tell her, go ahead and process it again." They processed it and went through. Why? Because they're preventing fraud, because it was suspicious that I'm purchasing a large amount of product, especially at Walmart. And yes, it was Black Friday, so they're trying to reduce and prevent me from getting fraudulent transactions charged. Okay, that's all we're talking about. That's the end of it, part 2. If you have any questions, anything, please comment below. And please send me an email or a message. Like the videos. Y'all have a great day.